Alright, this is Revelation chapter 9. And, I forgot to say too, yesterday when we were looking for the passage about Gabriel being the angel that stood in God's presence, it's not in Daniel, it's in Luke. If I can find it this time. Okay. Luke 1:19. The angel answering said unto him, I am Gabriel that stand in the presence of God, and I am sent to speak unto thee, and to show thee these glad tidings. So that's where Gabriel is one of the seven angels. Okay, chapter 9 in Revelation. The fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. Alright, and Isaiah 33:4. It says, and your spoil shall be gathered like the gathering of the caterpillar, as the running to and fro of locusts shall he run upon them. One of my favorite translation of the prophets is the Matthew's Bible. In 1537, it was translated using the Septuagint, the Vulgate, Hebrew, and German, and so it has a lot of different influences. It's not I'm trying to, I had a little bit of trouble thinking, but the New Testament authors sometimes they would have the Greek understanding of a text. Paul often quoted the Septuagint, so the Matthew's Bible sometimes reflects that, because the John Rogers and Miles Coverdale that helped put together the Matthew's Bible didn't know Hebrew super well, so they had to rely on other languages for their translation. So it kind of shows some of the same influences that John would be having when he would think of the Bible, because it has like the Septuagint and other old versions. And so Matthew's Bible translates that as, their spoil may be gathered as the grasshoppers are commonly gathered into the pit. So it talks about grasshoppers being gathered into the pit. And in Revelation 2 and 3 it says, and there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power as the scorpions earth hath power. Locusts are figurative of soldiers in Nahum 3:15 and 17. Nahum 3:15 through 17. There shall the fire devour thee, the sword shall cut thee off. What?
It's before Habakkuk.
Okay. There shall the fire devour thee, the sword shall cut thee off, it shall eat thee up like the cankerworm. Make thyself many as a cankerworm, make thyself many as a locust. Thou hast multiplied thy merchants above the stars of heaven. The cankerworm spoileth and flieth away. Thy crown, or thy kings, are as the locusts, and thy captains are as the great grasshoppers, which camp in the hedges in the cold of day. But when the sun ariseth, they flee away, and their place is not known where they are. So the Bible oftentimes, in Joel 2, it compares locusts to, or grasshoppers to kings and to soldiers. Also, Exodus 10:14. It says, "And the locusts went up all over the land of Egypt, and rested in all the coasts of Egypt. Very grievous were they. Before them there were no such locusts as they, neither after them shall be such." So, this is saying how there will never be another plague like the Lord afflicted upon Egypt, because this was literal. And then they, like I said yesterday, they draw upon the literal things that happened in Egypt for metaphors throughout the Bible, just like God punished a nation who refused to listen to his voice. Throughout the Bible, they use what happened, the 10 plagues that happened literally, they use it metaphorically throughout the Bible. And he says there will never be there will never be another plague like locusts like those locusts. And if you take Revelation 9 literally, then those are a lot worse than what happened in Exodus. Okay, and verse 4, "And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God on their foreheads." Okay, well, how can they? Of course, they can't hurt the grass of the earth or any green thing, because it's burnt up in Revelation 8:8. And not 8:8. It's 8:7. All green grass was burnt up. See, this is not talking again. It's not talking about literally. It's talking figuratively, because green thing, just like I said before, means prosperity. Isaiah 18:6. Um, 18:5. Let's see here. Yeah, well, okay, let's start in verse 4, Isaiah 18:4. "For the Lord said unto me, I will take my rest, and I will consider my dwelling place like a clear heat upon the herbs," also a green thing, "and like a cloud of dew in the heat of harvest. For afore the harvest, when the bud is perfect, and the sour grape is ripening in the flower, he shall cut off the sprigs with pruning hooks, and take and cut away and cut off the branches. They shall be left together unto the fowls of the mountains, and to the beasts of the earth, and of the fowls shall summer upon them, and all the beasts of the earth shall winter upon them. In that time shall the present be brought unto the Lord of hosts, of a people scattered and peeled, and from a people terrible from their beginning hitherto, a nation melted and trodden underfoot, whose land the rivers have spoiled, to the place of the name of the Lord of hosts in Mount Zion." Again, just talking about things, or green things, or twigs, or buds, with them being thrown to the beasts of the earth, just being destroyed. And he again applies it to a people who were scattered and peeled. So let's see.
So what would that mean in Revelation 7?
Well, just the green things means that God would scatter his people.
He's going to scatter his people from...
Yeah, when it means though the grass is destroyed.
But then the ones that don't have the seal, they get to stay there?
Well, yeah. Well, Jesus said Jesus would protect his people. They weren't dispersed with the Jews, the people that believed on him.
No, it doesn't make sense. It says, "But only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads." Oh, just to do those. The ones that would have the heel. Okay.
Yeah, because God protected the people that did believe in him at that time, just like when Jesus said, when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, flee, because God would protect those that that believed in him. I'm just trying to find something here. Boy, it's hard. It's hard for me to think. I'm thinking really high here. I'm really hard for me to think. What I was gonna say. I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm sorry. I can't hold my thoughts together right now. Okay. Also, Isaiah 42:15. It says, I will make waste mountains and hills and dry up all their herbs. I will make the rivers islands, and I will dry up the pools. And herbs there, again, Matthew's Bible translates it as green things. So here it talks about drying up all the green things. It's just figurative of him judging a people. Isaiah 7. Okay. Isaiah 7:18-19. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall hiss for the fly that is in the uttermost part of the rivers of Egypt, and for the bee that is in the land of Assyria, and they shall come and shall rest all of them in the desolate valleys, and the holes of the rocks, and upon all thorns, and upon all bushes. So it's not a literal bee or a literal fly. It's just the Lord. The scriptures apply bugs to soldiers. Let's see here, Isaiah. Yeah, okay, here. This is how the Matthew Bible translates. It says, the Lord, for at the same time shall the Lord whistle for the flies that are about the water of Egypt, and for the bees in the Assyrian's land. These shall come and shall light on all the valleys, in the waters of stone, upon all green things, and in all corners. So again, it just uses the phrase, all green things. Just talk about soldiers coming. Okay, Revelation. And okay, in 9:6, and in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle, and on their head were as it were crowns of gold, and their faces were as the faces of men. And this is Joel 2:4-11.